Hello everyone, my name is Simran and I am going to teach you mathematics. Students, in the last class we have discussed and practiced some questions of exercise 5.1. So today we will be continuing this exercise and we will be completing this exercise, okay. So let's start with the sixth question. What is the sixth question, students? Sixth question says, in the given figure, angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary angles. We are given that these two angles are supplementary angles. What are supplementary angles, students? The angle whose sum is equals to 180 degree are the angles that are called supplementary angles, okay students. So it means that angle 1 plus angle 2 is equals to 180 degree. That is why they are called supplementary angles, okay. Now if angle 1 is decreased, what changes should take place in angle 2 so that both the angles still remain supplementary? It is saying that if we are going to decrease this one, okay, means we are decreasing it, okay, then what changes should be brought to angle 2 so that they both remain supplementary, okay students. Firstly, if we are decreasing in this angle, then if we want them to be supplementary, then we have to increase this angle, okay students. So we will increase the angle 2 so that angle 1 and angle 2 remain supplementary even if angle 1 is decreased. Alright students, have a look that so will increase angle 2 so that angle 1 and angle 2 remain supplementary even if angle 1 is decreased, okay students. Now we will be looking at another question. What is another question, students? Looking at the seventh question. What is the seventh question? Can two angles be supplementary if both of them are acute, if both of them are obtuse, and if both of them are right angles, okay students. So firstly we will be solving this question for acute angles, okay students. By acute angles we mean that those angles whose measure is less than that of 90 degree are called acute angles, okay students. So basically acute angles are less than 90 degree, okay students. So acute angle are always less than 90 degree, okay students. For example, if you are taking both the supplementary angles, okay, if you are considering any two angles that are acute, then can they be supplementary? We have to find out that thing, okay students. So firstly, take the max acute angle, okay, it can be 89 degree, okay. If one angle is 89 and suppose if the another one is also 89, then students the sum of these two angles will be 178 degree, which is less than 180 degree, right? So it means that when two angles are acute angles, then they can't be supplementary because their sum will always be less than that of 180 degree, okay students. So this can't be supplementary, right? Why it can't be supplementary, students? Because the sum of the two angles, will always be less than 180 degree. And for the angles to be supplementary, the sum of those two angles should be 180 degree. But because the acute angles are less than that of 90 degree, so if we are taking any two acute angles, then their sum will always be less than that of 180 degree. So that is why they can't be supplementary. Okay, students. Now we'll be solving it for obtuse angles. Okay, students. So for example, students, if the both angles are obtuse, okay. So what are the obtuse angles, students? Obtuse angles are the angles whose measure is greater than that of 90 degree. Okay, students, whose measure is greater than that of 90 degree. For example, students, take the smallest obtuse angle. Okay, so for example, students, if I am taking both the angles are 91 degree. 91 degree is the obtuse angle, right? So what will be the sum of these two smallest obtuse angles? It will be 182 degree, okay, which is more than that of 180 degree, right? So students, if we are taking any two angles to be obtuse angles, then the sum of those two angles can't be supplementary. Why? Because their sum will always be greater than that of 180 degree, okay. So this can't be supplementary. Why the obtuse angles can't be supplementary? Because their sum will always be greater than that of 180 degree. Write it down, students. Because the sum of any two obtuse angles will always be greater than that of 180 degree. What is written over here, students? Because the sum of any two obtuse angles will always be greater than that of 180 degree. So that is why we cannot write any two obtuse angles as supplementary angles. Alright, students. Now we'll be looking at the third part, that is right angles. Can two angles be supplementary if they both are right angles? Okay. So what is the measure of the right angle, students? Right angle is equals to 90 degree. Okay, students. So what is the measure of the right angle? Right angle is equals to 90 degree. Alright. So students, if right angle is equals to 90 degree and if the two angles are right, that means that two angles are 90 and 90. So what is the sum of this 90 and 90? It is equals to 180 degree. If two angles sum is equals to 180 degree, then it clearly says that those two angles are supplementary angles. Okay, students. So right angles, supplementary angles. Okay, so write it down as the sum of both the right angles is 180 degree. So that is why they are supplementary angles. Supplementary angles. Okay, students, have a look. As the sum of both the right angles is 180 degree, so that's why they are supplementary angles. Alright, students, now we'll be looking at another question. What is the another question? Question number 8. Okay, so have a look at the 8th question. What it says: an angle is greater than 45 degree. Okay, any angle, okay, an angle is greater than 45 degree. It means that that angle is greater than that of 45 degree. This is the condition. Is its complementary angle greater than 45 degree or equal to 45 degree or less than 45 degree. Okay students, so we have to find out that whether its complementary angle is less than 45, equal to 45 or less than 45. Okay students, so if that angle is greater than 45 and we know that we have to take the sum of those two angles like this angle and its complement to be 90 degree, then we have to find out whether that complementary angle is greater than 45, equal to 45 and less than 45. Okay students, so have a look students. So clearly the sum of two complementary angles is 90 degree. So it means the angle plus its complement is equals to 90 degree, right? Students, we are given that the angle is greater than 45 degree. For example, if the angle is 46 degree, then its complement will be 90 degree minus 46 degree, that will be 44 degree, right? So it means that its complement will be less than that of 45 degree. Okay, it is understood. Now have a look students, we are given that that angle is, for example, the sum of these two is 90. We are given that the angle is greater than 45 degree. It is written over here, okay, that the angle is greater than that of 45 degree. So basically it is plus its complement, right? So students, its complement will be, let it be x, it will be always less than that of 90 minus 45 degree. So it means that that complementary angle will always be less than that of 45 degree. Okay, so it is very simple, very easy. All you need to do is practice at your home. Okay students, now we'll be looking at the another question. What is the another question students? Question number 9. In the adjoining figure students, this is the figure that is adjoined. You have to find, is angle 1 adjacent to angle 2? Have a look students, this is angle 1, okay, and this one is angle 2. Are they two adjacent? Okay, have a look. What is the condition of adjacent angles students? Adjacent angles must have one vertex and one arm as common. Okay students, so clearly O is the common vertex of these two angles and OC is the common arm, and it is also containing two non-common arms. Okay, that is two opposite non-common arms, that is OA and OE. Okay students, so basically, is angle 1 adjacent to angle 2? Yes, angle 1 is adjacent to angle 2. Okay, so write it down. Yes, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Okay, as O is the common vertex and OC is the common arm. Okay students, you can have a look. Yes, angle 1 and angle 2 are the adjacent angles as O is the common vertex and OC is the common arm. Okay students, now we'll be looking at the next part, that is part 2. What is part 2 saying students? Have a look at the second part. Is angle AOC adjacent to angle AOE? Angle AOC students, this angle is angle AOC and angle AOE. AOE, are these two angles adjacent? It is asked from us. No students, these two angles are not at all adjacent, as this thing is the part of both the two. Okay students, and they are not having any common arm. Okay students, so write it down. No, angle AOC and angle AOE are not adjacent angles. Alright. Now students, this is your second part, that these two angles are not at all adjacent. We'll be looking at the third part. What is the third part, students? Have a look at the third part. Do angle COE, that is COE, that is angle 2, and EOD. EOD means this angle, okay? Form a linear pair. You have to find out whether angle 2 and angle EOD forms a linear pair. Basically students, when you are finding out the linear pair, you must have thought that they should be making on the straight line, okay? Clearly COD is a straight line, and on these two lines we have two adjacent angles that are supplementary. So basically these two angles are forming a linear pair as COD is the straight line, okay students? Do write it like that. Yes, angle COE and angle EOD forms a linear pair, okay, as the two angles are adjacent angles and on a straight line. So angle COE plus angle EOD is equals to 180 degree. Okay students, have a look that yes, these two angles are forming a linear pair as the two angles are the adjacent angles and are on a straight line. So that is why these two angles sum is equals to 180 degree. Okay students, now we'll be looking at the fourth part. What is the fourth part students? Fourth part says our angle BOD and angle DOA, means BOD, that means this fourth angle, and DOA, that is the fifth angle, okay? Supplementary, you have to find whether these two angles are supplementary. Clearly students, you can have a look. Angle 4 and angle 5's measure and the sum of these two angles is equals to 180 degree. Why? Because they are forming a linear pair and also they are on the straight line. So it means that the measure of the straight line is 180 degree, and that is why these two angles are supplementary angles, okay? So write it like that students. Angle BOD and angle DOA are supplementary as line COD, okay? As line AB, as line AB is a straight line, okay, and angle BOD and angle DOA are forming a linear pair, okay? So angle BOD plus angle DOA is equals to 180 degree. Have a look students, that angle BOD and DOA are supplementary as line AB is a straight line, okay, and BOD and DOA are forming a linear pair. So that is why angle BOD and DOA sum is equals to 180 degree, okay students? Now students, we have to do the fifth part. What is the fifth part students? Have a look. Angle 1 is vertically opposite to angle 4. You have to find or check whether this angle, angle 1, and whether this angle, angle 4 are vertically opposite angles, okay? Yes students, they are vertically opposite angles because line CD and line AB is intersecting on point OB, right? So that is why angle 1 and angle 2 are like on the intersection point in opposite angles. So that is why these two are equal to each other and are vertically opposite angles, okay students? So write it like, yes, angle 1 and angle 4 are vertically opposite angles as which line? AB and CD line. AB and CD lines are intersecting at O. Okay. So, angle 1 and angle 4 are vertically opposite angles because the two lines are cutting out each other at point O. Okay, students. So, these are vertically opposite angles. Okay. Now, students, have a look at the sixth part. What is the sixth part all about, students? Sixth part says, what is the vertically opposite angle of angle 5? If this is angle 5, then what is the opposite angle, vertically opposite angle of this angle? It will be angle this, okay, this angle. So, what is the vertically opposite angle of angle 5? Angle 5 is vertically opposite to angle, which angle, students? Angle COB, okay. So, it is vertically opposite to angle COB. Have a look, COB, okay. Now, students will be looking at the another question. What is the another question, students? Question number 10. Indicate which pairs of angles are vertically opposite angles and linear pairs. Okay, you have to check that which pair of angles are vertically opposite angles and linear pairs. Okay, students. So, firstly, we will be doing the first part, vertically opposite angles. Okay, students. This line is line 1 and this is the line 2. This line, okay, and this line. These two lines are intersecting lines. So, first vertically opposite angle is this angle and this angle, okay. So, firstly, if we are talking about vertically opposite angles, then first angle 1 and angle 4, okay, and second, students, what is the second vertically opposite angle, students? That is angle 5 and angle 2 plus 3, okay, angle 5 and angle 2 plus 3, okay. As students, we can see that if there are two pairs of vertically opposite angles and if one pair is acute, then the another one is obtuse, okay, students. So, angle 5 and angle 2 plus 3, okay. So, this is the pair of two vertically opposite angle 1 and angle 4. These two are vertically opposite angles and the second pair is angle 5 and angle 2 plus 3, okay. So, this is the second pair. Now, we will be talking about the linear pair, students. What about the linear pairs, okay. Have a look, students. If I am talking about linear pair, okay. In the linear pair, students, clearly have a look at this, angle 1 and angle 5. These two angles are on the straight line, angle 1 and angle 5. So, first one is angle 1 and angle 5. This is the linear pair angle. Second pair, students, have a look at this thing, angle 5 and angle 4, okay. Angle 5 and angle 4, these two angles are the angles on a straight line. So, this is also forming a linear pair. So, that is angle 4 and angle 5, okay. This is also forming a linear pair. Alright, students, you can have a look, angle 1 and angle 5 and angle 5 and angle 4, okay. Now, students, this was your question number 10. Having a look at the 11th question. What is the 11th question, students? 11th question says, in the following figure, is angle 1 and angle 2 adjacent and give reasons. Have a look, students. Just think by your own whether these two angles are adjacent angles. Have a look. No, students, these two angles are not at all adjacent. हमने adjacent angles जब किए थे, हमें बहुत क्लियर था कि adjacent angles में एक common vertex होता है, एक common arm होती है. यहाँ पे हमें कोई भी common vertex दिख रहा है नहीं. So, it means that these two angles are not at all adjacent angles as they don't have any common vertex. Okay, so this was the reason. Okay, write it down as angle 1 and angle 2 are not at all not at all adjacent angles, as they don't have any common vertex. Okay students, have a look. Angle 1 and angle 2 are not at all adjacent angles, as they don't have any common vertex. Okay students, this was your 11th question. Looking at the 12th question students, what is the 12th question? Find the values of the angles x, y and z in each of the following. So, this is figure 1 and this is figure 2. You have to find out value of x, y and z. So, we will be starting with x. First part, this is 55 degrees students. Clearly, this line and this line is intersecting. So, it means that angle x and 55 degree are vertically opposite angles, right? So, students, if angle x and if 55 degree are vertically opposite angles, then it means that x is also equal to 55 degree. Okay. So, in first students, 55 degree is equals to x, as it is vertically opposite angles. Okay students. So, it means that x is equals to 55 degree. Okay. So, I am writing it like 55 degree. Okay. So, we have found out the value of x. Now students, if I am talking about y and 55, okay, have a look. This is the straight line, right? And this y and this 55. These two angles are forming the linear pair, right? 55 degree and y. So, if these two are forming the linear pair, then it means that the sum of these two angles are 180 degree. Okay. So, we will be writing it like y plus 55 degree is equals to 180 degree linear pair. Students, you must write why we are writing this thing. Okay. So, the reasons are must if you want the scores in your exams. Okay. So, students, we will be transposing this 55 from left hand side to the right hand side, and if it is 55 in the left hand side, then it will become minus 55 after coming to right hand side. Okay students. So, this y will be equal to 180 degree minus 55 degree. So, students, this y will become 125 degree. Okay. So, this y will become 125 degree. Okay students. Now, there are so many methods to find out the value of z. You can write it like linear pair with x and z, with 55 and z, but we can clearly see students, y is 125 and y and z are vertically opposite angles. So, if this is 125, then z is also 125 degrees students. We are writing it like z is equals to y is equals to 125 degree. Why? Because of vertically opposite angles. Okay. Because these are vertically opposite angles. So, angle y and angle z is equals to 125 degree because of vertically opposite angles. Okay students. Now students, looking at the second part, what is the second part all about students? So, have a look. What is the second part? 40 degree, 25 degree, y, z, x. Okay students, firstly have a look. Clearly you can see that this thing and these two lines are intersecting line. So, basically if this is y, if this is 40 degree, then this z is also 40 degree because of vertically opposite angles. So, 40 degree is equals to z because of vertically opposite angles. Okay. So, firstly we have found the value of z. Okay. Now, students, have a look here. If this is 40 degree, this is like complete line. If this is 40, this is y. So, this is forming the linear pair, that is y and z are forming linear pair. So, their sum is equals to 180. So, if z is equals to 40 degree students, then it means that y this 40 will be transposed to this place, so it will become 180 degree minus 40 degree, so it will become y is equals to 140 degree, right? So students, y is equals to 140 degree, okay? Have a look students, this is 140, this is 40, now you have to find out the value of x. Have a look students, what can we do to find the value of x? Clearly students, we can have a look, this angle and this angle. These three angles are coming on a straight line, and if the complete angle of a straight line is equals to 180 degree, then it means that these three sum is equals to 180 degree, okay students. So the first angle 40 degree, second angle x, and the third angle 25, okay. The sum of these three angles is equals to 180 degree. Why? Angles on a straight line, okay, because these three are angles on a straight line, so that is why their sum will be equal to 180 degree. 40 degree plus 25 degree is equals to 65 degree. 65 degree plus x is equals to students 180 degree, right? So now x is equals to, transposing this 65 from left hand side to the right hand side, it will become 180 degree minus 65 degree. So students, this x is equals to, what is the value of the x? It is equals to 115 degree, okay. So this is 115 degree. Okay students, this is your 12th question. Having a look at the 13th question students, what is the 13th question? Fill in the blanks, okay. So for the first question is students, if two angles are complementary, then the sum of their measures is, if two angles are complementary angles students, then their sum will equal to 90 degree, okay students. Next question students, if two angles are supplementary, then the sum of their measure is 180 degree, okay students. Then the sum of their measure is 180 degree. Third part students, two angles forming a linear pairs are, two angles if they are forming a linear pair are supplementary angles, okay students, they are supplementary. They are supplementary. Having a look at the fourth part students, if two adjacent angles are supplementary, they form, if we have two adjacent angles and if they are forming supplementary angles, okay, then they form a linear pair students, okay, then they form a linear pair. If two lines intersect at a point, then the vertically opposite angles are always equal, okay. As students, the vertically opposite angles are equal. If two lines intersect at a point and if one pair of vertically opposite angles are acute angles, then the other pair of the vertically opposite angles are obtuse students. If one pair of vertically opposite angle is acute, then the another pair is always obtuse, okay students. So it is obtuse. Now students, looking at the next question, what is the next question students? Question number 14th. In the adjoining figure, name the following pair of the angles, okay. You have to name the following pair of the angles, obtuse vertically opposite angles, okay. What is the obtuse vertically pair of the angles? Firstly students, this is the line and this is the line, these are intersecting lines. This one is vertically opposite angle and this complete angle is vertically opposite angle. So we are to mention obtuse. So first part, angle AOD and angle BOC. These are obtuse vertically opposite angles, okay students. Now adjacent complementary angles, we have to find adjacent, the angles that are neighbor angles, okay, and the angles that are forming that their sum is equals to 90 degree, okay. So clearly students, have a look these two angles, okay. I'll erase it. Have a look at this angle, this is 90 degree, right, this is right angle, and these two angles are adjacent also and their sum is equals to 90 degree also. So students, equals adjacent complementary angles are, students, first angle EOA and angle AOB. Okay, these are adjacent complementary angles. Okay, students, now equal supplementary angles. Where are the equal supplementary angles? Supplementary angles are those angles whose sum is equals to 180 degree, and if the supplementary angles are equal, then those angles are 90 degree and 90 degree. Having a look at these two angles, students, this is 90 degree and this is also 90 degree, this one and this one. Okay, so the angles are, students, EOE, BOE and angle EOD. Okay, so equal supplementary angles are angle BOE and angle EOD. Now students, unequal supplementary angles. Where are unequal supplementary angles, students? Unequal supplementary angles are, we are looking at this particular line, this angle and this angle are unequal supplementary angles. Okay, so this is fourth part, angle BOC and angle DOC. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, these are unequal supplementary angles. Looking at the last part of this exercise, students, part 5, adjacent angles that do not form linear pair. So we have to write the adjacent angles that are not forming the linear pair. First, students, these two angles are adjacent angles but they are not forming a linear pair. So that is angle EOD and angle DOC. These two angles are adjacent as they have common vertex and common arm, but they are not forming a linear pair. Okay, so this one is called adjacent angles that are not forming a linear pair. So students, this was all about your exercise 5.1. So we'll be meeting in your next class doing the next exercise. Till then, students, do practice at your home. We'll be meeting in your next class. Bye bye. Have a nice day.